Vincenzo'S Go Crypto Investing. I'm going to give my take. People have been asking. It's been making its way around the social media. What does old Vincenzo think of the Kevin O'Leary, FTX paid spokesman and promoter collapse, where his investment went to zero? And now I think this was all set by him to be there as a big face. Everybody knows the guy. Everyone trusts the guy. And when he loses a bunch of money as an institutional investor, and now he's begging and pounding at the door, even more than he already was now, and he's the face of asking and begging for crypto regulation. And I think he's been put there, and the only reason he's involved in the crypto sphere is he wants to promote the idea that it's bullish for massive government regulation.
We had multiple accounts on the FTX platform, which are completely locked out now. They have zero balances. I've talked to many other institutional investors that use the platform. They also have zero balances. Yes, we have egg on our faces, but we met the team, we met the parents, we met Sam, and for all the negative things being said about him, I don't know of a more productive and efficient and disciplined.
And he's trying to convince the masses and the retail trader to gain popularity by fleece heisting and shysting, as far as I believe, with propaganda that it's bullish for crypto, for the government to get their dirty hands on it. The government always muddies the waters, the government always stirs it up, and the government always steals and picks winners and losers when they get involved. But I believe the most interesting man in the world, Kevin O'Leary here, and that's the only reason he was put into here and to be his paid spokesman, is when the whole house of cards came down as the charlatan and the Ponzi scheme master, the guy that owned FTX. He's a big Democrat. His parents are, as Kevin O'Leary said, compliance lawyers or whatever. Obviously, he learned a lot about non-compliance from them. But he donated heavily, $100 million or so, $85 million to the Democratic Party. And I believe that was all put in there in order to beg now and kick the doors down to regulation. And this is the face of regulation being called. This is the face of trying to mainstream crypto regulation and trying to switch the narrative that it was always bullish for crypto, that it was decentralized.
Disciplined, for a while anyways, trader of crypto. And I got to tell you something, there are very few that could do what he did. And look, does he end up in jail? No idea. Was he brilliant? Was he in the 1%? Yes, he was. You know, he's in a storm right now. He's got to deal with it. I can guarantee you, every single token, every single dollar, every stable coin involved in this situation, by the time this is over, you will know what happened to it. This story's not over. There are so many pieces yet to fall. Thursday morning last week, when it was becoming clear that there was a $6 to $8 billion hole on the balance sheet and that ownership of FTX was on the table, it was clear from the CZ tweets and his communications that he was looking to buy.
Centralized, ungoverned, and couldn't be controlled by any centralized government or power. And now this man is the face of calling for centralized control and power via the institutional adoption of regulation by all the governments around the world, specifically the United States of America. And I think that's the whole reason that this was set into motion. And that's the big secret and the big story behind the curtain that's not being talked about, as far as the most interesting man in the world being involved in this catastrophe. The same thing with Steph Curry, the same thing with Tom Brady, the same thing with his wife, the same thing with all these other sports players, political figures, actors and actresses, and media fellows that got caught up in the FTX, right? Some of these people are going to get the book handed to them that the mainstream don't really like, but the rest of them are going to be used to call for regulation. Now, how could this happen? How could the government sit idly by while all these people get fleeced out of their money because they are a bunch of scumbags, right? I think this was all part of a setup to get mass adoption for government regulation, and that's going to be another thorn in the side, a big thorn, a nail, a stick, a fire, a torch to the side of the head of the cryptocurrency market, and heighten the bearishness as we push forward in this bear market. Peace and love.